Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Beauty First in 10. I love makeup and I love football, so I combined the two into one channel. I think a lot of times people find both makeup and football to be very intimidating, especially when you're first starting out. Especially with makeup, there's so many products and you don't know what colors to pick. We've talked about some of those tactics. So, how to have your right products for your undertone and your skin tone, how to use a primer, how to pick products that are safe for your skin so you don't have redness and irritation when you're not wearing makeup. All of those videos will be linked in the description docs down below. I encourage you to check those out. You might learn some valuable tips. Today, we're going to be doing a full makeup tutorial using Sephora products. The Sephora Savings Sale is coming up, and it's a great opportunity to try out some products that maybe you've now realized that you'd like to get some primer and you'd like to get foundation that matches your undertone. And maybe you'd like to declutter some of the products that are bad for your skin that you've been using. These are all great times to use the Sephora sale to stock up on products that you would normally buy. So we'll go through a whole tutorial with application and products, and all of the products that we talk about today will also be linked in the description down below, along with the short that I did on all the details for the Sephora sale. If you don't know how to get to the description box, when you see the title come up, you'll see the button More, and you're going to tap that, and then another box will come up, and you'll see another button that says More, and that will bring up the whole description that will have the products, the Sephora sale, and some of the videos that might be helpful to check out. Please hit the subscribe button down below to be notified of new videos. Please like and share this video if you enjoy it. And this is going to be our completed makeup look. So let's see how we got there. So I started my channel because I think makeup can be very intimidating if you've not been putting it on your whole life and you didn't make all the mistakes when you were in 7th grade and I first started trying to put makeup on my face. So I thought it'd be fun to kind of go through, show you some of the techniques that I use that I think really works well, and hopefully make it a little bit easier for you in the application process. I do hear a lot of people say that they buy the makeup, they put it on, and it just doesn't look good. So hopefully we can address some of that today, and hopefully you find some good products in the time. So we're going to start off and I don't have anything on my skin right now. So I've put on serum and skincare and I've put on primer both on my eyes and also on my face. So that's kind of where we're starting from today. So we're going to start off with foundation. So if you saw one of my previous videos, we talked about skin tone and knowing what your undertone is and also your skin tone is. And that will help you to find the best foundation. I will link that up in the video box here so you can check it out if you're not sure which foundations to get. The one I'm using today is One Size by Patrick Starr. It's a great combination. It's a kind of blurring primer infused foundation. And I have this, I'm in Light 1 Rosy, which is a great color for me. So we're going to start out today. So here's the product. It comes with this little squeeze tip. And we're just going to put a little bit on my hand here so that we can kind of see. So that's what we're going to start working with. And we'll start on one side and then we'll go to the other side. So I'll tell you a little bit about my skin tone. So I tend to have very dry skin. Only just right around my nose will I have any kind of oil, and even then it's pretty dry. I do live in a pretty hot climate, so we are, generally in the hundreds throughout most of the summer, and then even in the winter, it's still pretty warm. So as you can see here, I'm just sort of stippling this in, and I've got a pretty good amount of pressure, and I'm just working in one area at a time as I'm going through. So making sure that I hit all those areas. So we're gonna just make sure we've covered this side. And you wanna kind of have this nice stippling motion. It really just makes the product go on a lot better. All right. Okay, so we're gonna get just a tad bit more, just to cover a little bit more in some of those areas. So again, just taking a little bit of a dot right there. And then you want to make sure that you get all the way out here and that you also circle around to the bottom of the jawline. So you want to just get in right there, and then swish around. Always make sure to do your eyelids, otherwise it can look like they're floating in space. And then the biggest thing is just to blend. So once you've got all the foundation on, you really want to just kind of blend this all in. The more you blend, the better everything is going to look when it's on the skin. It helps it to really meld into there and not look like it's sitting on top of the skin, which people often have complaints about. Okay, so now that we've done that, we're going to use a beauty blender. You can get the traditional name brand beauty blender from Sephora, but there's lots of these also on Amazon. This is the original beauty blender, and you're just going to bounce this all over the skin and really kind of help to get that product to settle. And you don't want it to look cakey when you're done. So just going through each area and pretty moderate amount of pressure for this. There we go. So now you can see that the product is definitely, it's got good coverage, but it's not sitting on top of the skin and it's not looking cakey. So hopefully you can see that. The next product we're going to go into is by Makeup by Mario. And they have a skin enhancing tint, and I have light medium. I'm be using this as my contour, but also a little bit of a bronzer. So we're going to go in with the same brush that we used on the foundation. So this is the product here. So Makeup by Mario. And we're just going to really work this brush into there. This is a cream product, and you always want to put on your cream products before you go in with any powders. And then if you have a large forehead, and I'm not saying mine is huge, but it's not small, then you're basically essentially creating a shadow here. So the shadow we're creating is going to make the forehead look smaller, but you want to make sure that you're right on that hairline there. If you're too far away, it will leave a line and people will be able to tell that you forgot to blend it all the way up. And then we're going to switch over to a smaller brush here to do the cheeks. And we're just going to go kind of right underneath the jawbone. So right kind of here is where you want to shoot. And then you're going to the top of the ear. So this is kind of your range right there. And you can see how that creates a nice pretty contour there. And again, we're trying to create a shadow. So if you look at this side, it's kind of flat. And if you look at this side now, it's created a little bit of definition. So we'll do the same thing on this side. And again, we're going right into the hairline there. So you don't necessarily want to get it all over your hair, but you do want to look like it's seamless with your skin. So you can see on both sides there. So then we're going to do kind of the same thing with our blush. So it's a cream blush, and this is by Fenty, and it's called Cheeks Out Blush, and this is in Petal Popping. It's beautiful pink, nice universal shade. Everyone can really wear this. Sometimes people are afraid of pinks, but ever since Barbie, that seems to have gone away. So we're going to use the same brush that we just used for the contour product, because we really want these two products to look not like it's a line, like a white to a pink to a brownish color. You want it to look like it's all very seamless and part of it. So same thing, we're going to basically pop in here, get a little bit of product onto the brush, really kind of work this around, and then we'll kind of work it into the back of our hand. So when I do that, I do deposit some product here, but it allows it to get into the bristles a little bit better. So you're not just getting a couple parts here. So you can see where this is now covered with product. And then we're going to basically put it here, here, and here. And those are going to be our 3 dots. And then we're just going to connect this up. And then usually after that, I'll kind of use my fingers to really tap it in and get it to mold with my skin and with the foundation. So we'll do the same thing on the other side. So again, we're taking a little bit of blush right on the end there, and we're going tap, 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 and then a little bit of blend, and then using our fingers. The warmth of your fingers can do magic on your skin. So, and you can see how that looks nice and molded. You're not seeing that harsh line. So those are all the cream products. So now we're going to set everything with a powder product. So we're going to start out with another Makeup by Mario product. So this is the Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Perfecting Powder. And I have light medium again. So this product is really interesting. So you can see in the compact here, where you have kind of a highlighter shade, a face powder shade, and then more of a bronzer. So we're going to go in with a little bit of a fluffier brush, and we're going to kind of tap and make sure that we get all three portions of that in there. And then we're just going to kind of set this powder in here. There we go. And again, this is light touch, super light touch. You don't want this to transform and take over all the products that you've just put on underneath, but it does give a little bit of a mattifying effect in there. Okay, so now we're gonna go to, just to be extra, we're gonna do powder blush. So if you look at the blush from before, on camera, these shades don't look that close, but they actually are. So this is the Buxom Powder Blush, and this is a Wanderlust blush, and the shade is Mykonos. It's a beautiful shade. So we're gonna go ahead and take our blush brush, and I love e.l.f. brushes. I have a lot of e.l.f. brushes. They are very inexpensive, but they really work well. And then this brush kind of hugs the contours of the face. And so you can kind of see how that sort of went right there. And then we're just gonna kind of buff this in, same as we've done with other products. Blending is your friend. Okay, so same thing, we're gonna take just a little bit of powder, and then we're gonna tap, 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 and then we're gonna kind of blend that in. And then I like to, kind of have my placement here, and then just add a little that I have extra on to the cheeks, apples of the cheeks, and then across the nose and down the bridge. And that just kind of gives a nice tied together effect. Now to set our bronzer, I have this one, it's made by Tarte, and this is called Park Avenue Princess. And so with this one, we're gonna go with a fluffy brush again. And this is just to set all the products that we put for that contour. So again, we're just kind of going up in here. And again, we're sticking really close to that hairline, and then right in the jawline, right there. And then we're also gonna put a little down here. Don't forget your neck and your jawline. It will make the great job that you've just done kind of non-existent. So there we go. Okay, great. Let's see. Next, we're going to move on to eyes. I didn't have an eyeshadow palette that I was very super attached to from Sephora, so I brought this one. So Revolution Beauty did a combination with Grease. Revolution Beauty does a ton of collaborations. So I have another one that I got that is Revolution with Grinch from Dr. Seuss with lots of green shades. I also have their e.l.f. palette, and this is one of the newest ones that just came out. So when you open this up, it's got really nice shades, but it's all in this little like T-Birds jacket. So we're gonna start out with the color Fuel Injection, which is right here. Looks a little yellow on camera, but it's a pretty neutral color. And then we're just basically gonna put this right on kind of the corner of the inner eyelid. And then on this side, we're just gonna do it a little bit messy. And I'll show you why in a minute. So this side, we're doing really kind of precise, nice application, kind of want to get that whole lid. And over here, we're just throwing it on. All right, so the next shade we're gonna do is Automatic, which is over here. This is a nice metallic shade. And you wanna basically have this sort of gradient when you're doing your eyeshadow look. So generally you're gonna have your lighter color here, a medium shade here, a darker shade in the corner, and then the medium and darker shade go in what we call the crease, which is just basically right above the orbit of the eye. So we'll put a little bit more here, and then we're gonna work this up. And you need a little bit of patience when you do eyeshadow, but I'm gonna show you the lazy trick too. So over here, we're just gonna really kind of load up the product and just throw it on. And then on the other one, we're gonna do Hydromatic, which is this nice chocolate brown. And this is gonna go right over that kind of orbital bone, or what we call the crease. And then we're gonna pack some right in the corner. So just little gentle tapping motions and then bring it across. So this would be what I would consider my completed eye. Now over here, we're just going to take that same brown shade and we're just going to throw it up there. That's it. And then on both sides, we're going to do just a little bit of a highlight. And then over here, we're just going to kind of throw it on. Okay, so this side looks a little crazy, but we didn't spend a lot of time doing placement, but we're just going to blend it. So we're blending all the way up to the brow bone, all the way to the inner corner, and just making sure we really work that. And then when you look at it, both eyes look the same. Great eyeshadow palette, Revolution Beauty. I will have this linked in the description box down below, as I will with all the other products. And I also have a coupon code for this one. So if you enter the code that I have down below, you'll save $10 on your first purchase. Highly encourage you to take a look at that website. Next, we're going to do eyeliner. So this is Tattoo Liner by Kat Von D, KVD now. And we're going to just line just right across the line there. So you can kind of see that. And then we're just going to extend that. I usually don't go all the way to the corners. And then you're going to go right in between the eye, right between all the eyeshadow and the lashes. And that's a tight lining technique. And you can just see it brings out a little bit more of a brightness there. So we're going to do that in the other eye. Same thing, just drawing really close to that lash line, as close as you can go. Extending it out, and then open your eye and just touching right between the lashes. So when you're in there, you're basically going right along the lash line, and it really creates a pretty effect. If you're scared of liquid eyeliner, I was for a really long time, you can do the same technique with an eyeliner brush or a drier eyeliner and then kind of smudge it. I really like liquid eyeliner. And this one's great because it's super long lasting and it will not melt off. Mascara. Love mascara. This one is by Blink, also at Sephora, Ultra Volume Tubing Mascara. With a tubing mascara, it will actually coat each of your individual lashes in essentially a tube of mascara. And you really need both water and pressure to get it off. So if you're sitting in a rainstorm, it's not going to come off. If you rub your eyes a bunch, it's not going to come off. The combination of the both is how you get it off at the end of the night. So I'm going to do this in the mirror so that I don't stab myself in the eye. And I really try to get all the way at the bottom and then wiggle my way up. And that wiggling motion creates a nice coating of this product on both sides. Mascara does dry pretty quickly, so you don't get a huge amount of time to work with it. And then I try to feather that last little bit out. So when I'm ending the mascara, I'm pulling up and away. So we'll do this side. Same thing, wiggle and pull. And then we're just gonna feather that out. So you can see that it's a really pretty effect. I really like this one. I have really long eyelashes, so I tend to go for volumizing formulas. If you have short lashes, you might want a lengthening formula. Blink has both. And it also just has a general one as well. Moving on to eyebrows, I actually need to refill my eyebrow product, but we're going to use what I have, which is Grand Eyebrow 2-in-1. And so this has both a lash serum in it, or a brow serum to help you grow your brows back, especially if you overplucked in the 90s. And it also has a tint on it to help kind of just give a little bit of definition to the eyebrows. So we're going to just brush up and we're going to go in the direction of the hairs. And then I need a little bit of help on my end, right on that wing. So you can see there, it gives nice definition. And then I just kind of create a nice little arch there. And that works great. So we'll do the other side, same way, same thing. I struggle a little bit more on this side, all the way on the wing there. People say online, oh, they take 20 minutes to do their eyebrows. I literally don't know what they're doing if it's 20 minutes. And then we just create a nice little arch there. Just a really great way to frame the face. Okay, so now to finish up, we're going to use a powder. just to kind of set everything that we put, just make sure, especially if you're oily, that you don't have breakout. This one is the All Nighter Powder by Urban Decay. It's waterproof and it's a setting powder. We're going to use a really fluffy brush for this one. And again, we're just working this into the product. This one we do want to tap just to make sure that we're not putting a bunch of excess product on there. And then you just want to make sure that you really hit this kind of what we consider the T-zone area. And that will get it. You don't put it over your eyes. Don't do that. That's bad. And then just to be super extra, we're also going to do a setting spray. So this one is by Milk Makeup. It's the Pore Eclipse Setting Spray. So you want to shake it up a little bit, and then you want to be kind of far out. So I'm going to be kind of in this area and just going to kind of spray. And then I like to use my very fancy fan to get it to dry a little bit faster. I just find that it's fun at the end of the day. And then the last thing we're going to do is just a little bit of lip balm. This is my favorite one. It's by Drunk Elephant. It's the Lippy Balm. So great. I have multiples of these everywhere in my house so that I can put it on all day long. Really hydrates the lips and kind of gets everything set. So this is the final look. Hopefully you've learned some tips. We'll continue to go through a lot of these. And then if you haven't had a chance, I would check out the previous videos that we've done. We talked about skin tone. We also talked about makeup primers. A lot of people have questions about that. I do have that on both my eyes and my face today. And then we also talked about safe makeup. So you want to make sure everything that we used today was both cruelty-free and it was also vegan. That's a really important thing to me, but it might not be to you, but just so that you know that the products that we use today fall in both of those categories, and they're also safe products. So there's not going to be a lot of chemicals. We talked a lot about that in the other video and how to make sure that when your makeup isn't on, your skin still looks amazing. And that starts by using products that are really safe. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something new. Hopefully you found some products that maybe you want to pick up at Sephora. I will also have another video next week where we'll talk about everything I bought at Sephora, which might give you some additional ideas. And please hit the subscribe button down below. I really appreciate you guys checking out these videos. Please like and share, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much.